I thought I hit the start button. Can you see it now? Seems to be working. Did that change anything? Ah, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the mic in Blackboard so that you don't end up hearing me saying everything twice. So just remember there'll be a little bit of a lag between what I'm saying and then when you actually hear it. But I will try my best to pause so that you can ask questions and things like that. Okay, so my scale actually timed out, which is why it's blank right now, but this was 5 grams of the coarse salt, because if you're looking at your lab instructions, it has, this time we're going to put 5 grams of coarse salt in everything. So instead of, last time we were changing the type of salt, this time we're keeping it all the same. Do you know what that's called in terms of scientific method? The variables that we keep the same? So I have 3 vials, they all have their salt in there. Scooch that down. If you don't remember what the variables that we keep the same are in a scientific method, let me know that too, and then I can fill you in. Not sure if it's lag or not knowing. Good, your controls, perfect. Okay. So the procedure for this part, we're going to put in vial 1 ice water, and then this is similar to what you had to do in part 2. We're going to shake it and stir it, agitate it for 5 seconds, let it sit for a minute, and keep repeating that, and then we're going to keep track of how long it takes. So here I have the ice is finally all melted, but this is nice cool ice water. And put my thumb on the 20 mark. There we go. So I'm going to put my top back on, and then I have my cell phone here because it makes a little noise when you hit a minute, but we're going to find out how many minutes it takes for me to shake this for about 5 seconds, and I know that does not look like anything you can see. But then we're going to let it sit for a minute, and we're going to keep doing that until we get the salt to dissolve. Okay. So while we are waiting our minute, like we did with the first part, go ahead and make a prediction. What effect do you think temperature is going to have on dissolving rate? There's my timer. I'm going to shake again because I would say you can still see salt. All right, so we're going to find out. So there's 2 minutes. And let's see, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I can still see some particles in the bottom, but we're getting close. So shake that and let it sit for another minute, especially as I stop spinning, you can see them spinning at the bottom there. So this is the part where you get to sit and wait for things. Sabrina, what other classes are you taking? There's minute number 3. I'm gonna shake it and see if I can still see anything spinning. And I can, so we're not quite dissolved yet. Oh, cool. All right, let's see. I think it might be all dissolved. I'm gonna shake it just to see if I see anything moving. And there's still just a little bit left there. So we're up to 4 minutes right now. We'll see if it's all gone after 5. How's the criminology class? I just started teaching forensic science this block, so that's kind of related. All right, I definitely don't see anything. Let's see if there's anything when I shake. And I think that's just bubbles. All right, so I'm gonna call it 5 minutes on the cold water. Then we have tap water, which is part 2. And then this time, just to kind of make things go just a little bit faster, I'm gonna do these together. There's tap water. And I have this really cool coffee cup that keeps stuff warm for a really long time. And that has my hot water. All right, starting my timer and shaking. And then we'll let it sit. Yeah, I've always loved TV shows like Bones or CSIs, and like all the different things they can do to stop criminals is really interesting. Now, speaking of TV, I think I remembered your survey. You said you like Doctor Who. I am a huge Doctor Who fan. So I have to ask, who's your favorite Doctor? All right, so 1 minute. Does definitely seem more dissolved than the cold water. And we're gonna actually test the hot water to see if it's even already all gone. Oh, there's still a little bit in there, so I'm gonna let that go for 1 more minute and stir up tap water. We'll see what's happening in minute 2. Yeah, I never watched the original ones until recently because well, at least they were running some Baker episodes before the new season. Baker's definitely really cool, and Tennant is my favorite of the newer ones. All right. Looking at this, I still see some salt in both of those, so we're gonna shake them and go 1 more minute. So you said earlier you were watching your brother? Assuming little brother. How much younger is he? All right, so there's 3 minutes. Let's see. I am not seeing any salt in the hot water. And it looks like those are just bubbles. So I'm going to call 3 minutes on the hot water. On the Oop, I'm still seeing a couple of particles floating around when I twist this. So let's go one more minute on the tap water. Wow, he's a youngin'. Do you have any other siblings? Okay. Um, I don't see anything visibly anymore, and pretty sure that was just bubbles. So, based on what I see there, we had 5 minutes for the ice water, 4 minutes for the tap water, and 3 minutes for the hot water. So how does that relate to what you predicted? And we're gonna switch back to Blackboard as soon as everything catches up. Oh wow, you've got a big family. I only had one brother, and he was 8 years older than me, which is close to the difference between you and your little brother.